I made a game. You've played Wordle before. You may have heard of Wordle, an adaptation where you get to identify songs based on shortcuts out of them. Or have seen Framed, a version where you guess movies based on stills from them.
Oh, fiddle faddle.
Well, my game is also a Wordle clone and like a mixture of those two. I present to you Musicvidle. At Musicvidle.com, a daily music video awaits you to be recognized based on a maximum of 6 screenshots from its YouTube video. For every image, you can make a guess, selecting a song from the options list in the search bar or skip if you've got no clue at all. After this, the next image appears to give you another clue, and so on. You can go back anytime to previously shown images to take another look and zoom into images to get a better look at them. If your guess was correct, or you wasted the maximum amount of 6 guesses, the final screen appears, showing you the solution and the actual music video to watch in full length and spot those images. But that's it. That's the game. While you're waiting for the next Whittle to arrive at midnight, share your result with friends, family, foes and everyone in between. Look up some personal stats of your Musicvidle performance so far, or check the @Musicvidle Twitter account for stats and news around the game. So what are you waiting for? Go to musicvidle.com and test your knowledge now. Or like the Romans used to say, Veni vidi videl. Oh no, that's not it. Arrivederci. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh, you're still here? Okay, let me tell you some more about the process of building this game. I got the idea like a month ago, oddly enough, like only 4 or 5 hours before I noticed of the existence of Framed. I'm not an educated programmer, so I wasn't even sure whether I could program something like this, even if such a small website seems a bit simple at first glance. There are a lot of small and big hurdles to overcome. But I thought of it like a good training opportunity, like to see what I can do to push my limits, and even if I fail, I get to learn something on the way, and afterwards I have some programming friends who might take a look at it and help me out. But every day I get a bit more confident in achieving my goal of building this thing. Seemingly big steps could be conquered a lot faster than expected, and the other way around. Small stuff I thought would be no problem at all cost me like hours or days, and sometimes I even had to try a whole new approach because it didn't work out in the end. I was proud of the process I made, and every day I had like a big topic I could make a check mark behind and said, okay, cool, now I can do this as well. After about 2 weeks I had a somewhat working prototype you could play the game at, without any additional features, but it worked. Filling up the database, polishing the design, and all those little flaws that has to be fixed took quite some time. And I wanted to make a decent game before I get out to the public with it. Then a funny thing happened. A friend of mine who I showed an initial state of the whole project, who knew it already, he forwarded an Instagram story to me from a rather famous person here in Germany, a former VJ from something like MTV. And he was thinking of the same thing I was thinking of. So he wrote like a text. He was, I think, riding on the train. He was like, "Oh, I have the idea if there was a Wordle type game that shows you images of music videos, one music video a day, and let's call it Vidle." And I was like, "What?" It's the exactly same idea and nearly the exact same name. So I initially also thought of just naming it Vidle, because obviously it's shorter and it's more near to Wordle, the original one. But then I thought, okay, you probably don't get the whole music topic through this simpler name. So I stuck with Musicvidle, thought that this works as well, and I call those little daily viddles. So I kind of have it in there as well. So yeah, the prominent person, shout out to Niels Bokelberg, said, "Oh, what a shame that I can't code, because otherwise I would do this." And I was like, okay, now I have some pressure on, because I don't know how many people are there on Instagram following him, but on Twitter it's like 60,000. I was like, okay, there only has to be like one person who has some time on their hands and who is a decent programmer, and they probably can build something like that, or at least a prototype in like a night or a day. And so I was like, okay, I have to get this running, and I have to show him that I already am working on it and that I don't have the idea from him. So I instantly sent him an answer and was like, oh, okay, funny thing, I'm building the same, here's my prototype, please don't share it yet, but it's nearly done. And he was like, oh, that's amazing, tell me when it's done, that's perfect. So within 1.5 days, I kind of rushed to a point where I thought, okay, the development is nearly there, so it's not perfect, it has to be filled and everything. But it seems to work. Some features haven't been built yet, but I'm kind of okay with the status to publish it. I was proud with what I have achieved, because I've built this game, I've built this website, and I learned so much on the way. And also I've been happy about the fact that there have been that much bugs I had to fix. So there were quite a few things like other browsers people were using, or other screen dimensions on their phones. I sadly can't test them all. So obviously there have been some problems there, but they were fixed pretty quickly. And I even inserted some new features like a yellow bubble you get when you're close to the actual answer, like when there's at least one word correct in your guess. So like when you have when you guess Maximo Park, apply some pressure, and the answer is Linkin Park with whatever, one step closer, then they share the word park, and then it gets yellow and indicates you that you're not that far away with the actual answer. And most of the time you at least know the artist from them. So yeah, now I'm happy that people all over the world are playing this game. So it's so crazy when you see the analytics and have like dots popping up on the other end of the world. Obviously a few people from Germany are playing it, but then also like Great Britain, a lot of people, and the US, Brazil. So it's moving on, it's pretty exciting. And I hope people share it. So for now I got a lot of positive feedback I'm really proud of and happy for it. And I really like when people hit me up on Twitter saying, oh, it's a cool game, or share the results. And so hopefully a lot of more people are going to play it in the future. And I, for myself, feel like I've learned a lot within the last 4 weeks. So I can create stuff on a much higher level now than before. And maybe that's like a moral thing I can give to you at the very end of this video. If you think of something, do it. Not any time in the future, do it now, or start it at least. So even if you can't do it, you learn stuff, you get better at it, or you realize that this probably isn't the field you should spend more time in, but you tried it at least, so you learned something out of it. And maybe you even can do it, because most of the time things seem a lot harder than they are. Obviously we can't go to the moon or whatever if we just dream of it. Well, it depends, you have to take some time. But just try your stuff, try it out, even if it works. The worst thing that could happen is that it doesn't work. So you spend some time on it, or people don't like it, or it doesn't work out. So what? You tried. It's better than not to have tried something you could have done. So yeah, thanks for watching. Even though this didn't have anything to do with a car football game. The end.